Hi everybody, I'm Michelle Carre and welcome to Your Delicious Life, where each week we take a look at life from a different perspective and we either learn something new or get reminded of something that we already knew. I hope you had a great Christmas with your family and friends, and the new year is just around the corner, so we're probably spending some time thinking about goals. And what I want to talk to you about today is what to do to start to make those goals happen. And that's what we're going to get into. Some of you may have sat down earlier this month or maybe even in November and started to outline what your goals were for 2018 and what you envisioned for yourself for the coming year. Some of you might be sitting down to do that now between Christmas and New Year's and just kind of get some ideas about what you really want to achieve this next year. Or you might kind of be wondering what it is you do want to achieve and you still need some help with those goals. If that's the case, let me know. We can set up a personalized workshop for you and help you figure it out. But if you have set goals, now we need to start to basically have the rubber meet the road here. And we need to take action. And this is where things can get a bit scary, and sometimes we can get off track or even feel overwhelmed by what it is that we're trying to accomplish. So that's what we want to talk about today, is how to start to make things happen. And the trick is to just focus on the next steps. It's great to have big goals, and I encourage people to have big goals and have an awesome and amazing vision for your life. But when it comes to making them happen, we just have to focus on what the next step is. So one way to do this is to sit down every week and ask yourself, what 3 things can I do to move myself forward? And if you ask yourself that question and take the time to write out what those 3 things are, 1, you're putting focus and energy into that action item. But 2, it becomes top priority in your mind, and you'll naturally make time for those things to happen. So write down the 3 things that are really going to help you make progress that you can actually do this week, and then make them happen. Schedule them into your calendar, put it on your to-do list, whatever system you have that works for you, do that. And if you're not sure which system to follow, check out some of the other episodes from earlier in December. But just focus on what those next steps are. Write them down and then start checking them off the list. When we focus on next steps, we're taking small steps. And taking small steps is how you stay on track. I mean, even if you imagine someone, if you have 2 people that are starting from the same place, and one person swings their arms back and does a giant leap, they probably sort of land where they're trying to get to. But if the other person just takes small, calculated, intentional steps, they're definitely going to hit the mark that they're working toward. So sure, a giant leap here and there, that can be a great thing. But generally speaking, it's about just keeping one foot in front of the other. I was just thinking of another thing that people always say is, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. I'm not sure why you would eat an elephant, but I get the essence of the analogy. So that's what we want to do with our goals. Don't get overwhelmed by the big picture thing that you're trying to accomplish. Sure, keep it in mind, but focus on what you can do right now that's moving you forward. So is it sending an email? Is it asking to meet with someone? Is it getting an action taken care of? Maybe you have to write something or create something. What are the things that need to be done now that are going to help you move forward? So focus on doing those things, because when you just focus on the little steps, 1, it keeps you on track, but 2, you look back a month from now and you'll realize how much you've accomplished just by taking those small, intentional steps toward your goal. And that's how goals are accomplished. It's not overnight. It's not a giant leap. It's a series of small steps. It's a series of intention-based decisions. So keep making those, and that is going to help you achieve your goals in 2018. So before you go today, I want you to take a few minutes right after this video, write down the 3 things that you can do to help move you forward. Maybe you can do a couple things before the stroke of midnight on the 31st, or maybe you write down the 3 things that you're going to do next week during that first week of January when we have all that zest and excitement for our goals. So take a few minutes, write it down, and then go and have a happy New Year celebration. Be safe, have fun with your family and friends, and I will see you in 2018 for the first episode of Your Delicious Life 2018. See you guys. Take care.